I'm the local reporter, Phoenix Barons. Welcome to the press. Our first item on the agenda is the pledge, and I've asked Councilman Wayne Deal to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our next item on the agenda are the mayor's informational items. We are in the middle of winter, believe it or not, and for many of us, it is somewhat challenging to think ahead to spring and summer, sometimes when we wake up to -0 wind chill factors. But as day follows night, spring and summer follow winter. Here at the city, staff are already meeting to plan and begin preparing for spring and summer. These people preparing include staff and workers connected to the golf course, the many acres of city parks and sports fields, cemetery, and Torrington's Dale Jones Municipal Swimming Pool. Again, I've announced this before, but I want to do it again. Please note that this year is the 20-day budget session of the Wyoming State Legislature. The legislature start date is Monday, February 9th, 2026. Please know that all your local legislators are eager to know what you think. Your local legislators are as follows. Senator Sherry Steinmetz in Senate District 3. Senator Steinmetz's email is Sherry, Cheri, .Steinmetz, STEINMETZ, @WyoLeg, that's WYOLEG.gov. And Senator Steinmetz's phone number is 307-534-5342. Also, Representative Scott Smith from House District 5. Representative Smith's email is Scott, SCOTT.Smith @WyoLeg, WYOLEG.gov. And Representative Smith's phone number is 307-575-3742. And Representative J.D. Williams, House District 2. Representative Williams' email is jd.williams, WILLIAMS, @WyoLeg, WYOLEG.gov. And Representative Williams' phone number is 307-340-6006. Please let them know what you think. Dana Utes, Torrington's Electrical Department Supervisor, retired recently. Dana spent 44 years working for the city of Torrington. Dana was in charge of an excellent city electrical department. We fully expect that excellence to continue under new leadership. But Dana will be missed by all his guys in the electric department and all the rest of the city, the staff, the employees, and the mayor and council. When you see Dana Utes out and about, please congratulate him on his retirement, 44 years. And remind Dana it's best not to sit in the rocking chair for too long. As always, please drive safely, please slow down, please watch for pedestrians and school buses, and please do not use your cell phones while driving. Thank you. All right. On our agenda is approval of the consent agenda, which includes minutes from the January 2026 council meeting as published.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion from Councilman Deal to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Kelly. Any further discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approval of the consent agenda as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed signify by saying nay. Hearing no nays, the consent agenda is approved. Next item on our agenda is approval of the agenda itself.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
I have a motion from Councilman Kelly to approve the agenda as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Warren. Any further discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approval of the agenda as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed signify by saying nay. Hearing no nays, the agenda is approved. Next item on our agenda this evening is, and always, is the public forum I don't see any takers for that. If there were, I would see a sheet of paper in that black inbox near Councilman Warren. But I do like to take time to explain this so anybody who is out there listening can understand what this is. We call it public forum. This is for non-agenda items, and there is a time limit of 2 minutes, and the speaker must sign up before the meeting. This is a time set aside for the council to listen. No action will be taken. So in the future, if anyone wants to take advantage of that, they're welcome to do so. All right, we are down onto our action items. Our first item this evening, item number 1, rental agreement amendments, Lincoln Community Complex, Pony Express Room. And I would call on Chief of Police Matt Johnson for this.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We have talked about this a couple of times before and made some amendments. Ms. Sylvia and her team worked with me to come up with all of the changes that we thought we needed on kind of the administrative issues. There was also a question of changes related to the implementation of the 68105, which was a revision of the concealed carry rules in Wyoming that took place July 1st of 2025. The way that impacted our purposes was that previously carrying of any weapon, including a concealed weapon, was prohibited inside of our rental agreement. With the change in statute, that was no longer a lawful requirement. And as a result, if you look on page 6 of the Pony Express rental agreement, you'll see that in accordance with Wyoming state statute, the lawful carry of a concealed firearm is permitted. There was a secondary issue related to that involving liquor permits, specifically a catering permit that would be hosted inside of our facility in the Pony Express Room. As you're probably aware, the city of Torrington does not allow just an independent person to bring alcohol into the facility. That's always done through a catering permit. So we have a licensed service person providing alcohol if it's going to be consumed inside the city building. That brought in a question of whether or not we needed to address a portion of Wyoming Statute 68104 that prohibited the carrying of a concealed weapon into a bar, and whether or not a catering permit in the city building was in fact an extension of premise into the city from the bar. I think the consensus that we landed on was that was likely not necessary for us to address, and so we left that out of there. And we also we have so few number of catering permits that take place at the city. It doesn't seem like that's a major issue that we really need to be concerned about. The final piece of that is the open carry or display of firearms, other than by a certified law enforcement officer, being prohibited in the Pony Express Room and in the entire Lincoln Community Center. I think the stance that we've taken on that is that we want to be very open to everything that is amenable with statute. The carrying of concealed weapons in the state of Wyoming is completely lawful inside of the Lincoln Center. With that being said, there have been safety concerns around the country with open carry, specifically in that it's tough to figure out what the intent of some open carry is. And so our recommendation would be to prohibit that by policy, but not make that illegal. I don't think that we need to be wading into a Second Amendment restriction where we tell people that it's illegal for them to carry openly in the Lincoln Center. If someone doesn't comply with our policy, we would do that the same as any other business would and just politely say, hey, please comply. And if they refuse to do that, we would politely ask them to leave. Beyond that, I guess I'd sure take any questions and help out in any way that I could.
Chief Johnson, repeating what you already said, what this does is bring us into complete compliance with the state statute regarding concealed carry, which came into effect on July 1 of 2025. And the way I word this is concealed carry by those authorized to do so is permitted, certainly almost anywhere except in a courtroom and in the insides of your police station, unless I suppose you could give someone permission to do that.
That's
But
correct.
Other than that, we are not allowed to prohibit concealed carry. So we are in compliance with state law on that. We are also in compliance with state law because state law also gives local entities, which City of Torrington is one of them, to be able to prohibit the open carry, display, or wearing of a firearm in its facilities or on its campus. So we are in compliance with this change with both aspects of that state law regarding concealed carry and open carry, prohibiting of open carry. So I just said what you already said.
That's my understanding as well. Thank you.
Okay. Gentlemen, any questions for Chief Johnson? If there aren't any, I would entertain a motion to approve the rental agreement amendments for the Lincoln Complex Pony Express Room as presented.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilman Deal and item number 1 to approve the rental agreement amendments as presented, and this is regarding the Lincoln Community Complex Pony Express Room. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Warren. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. Item number 1, all those in favor of approving the rental agreement amendments at the Lincoln Community Complex Pony Express Room as presented in item 1, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, signify by saying nay. Hearing no nays, that those rental agreement amendments are approved. You'll probably go through this next one quicker, Chief Johnson. But item number 2, rental agreement amendments regarding the Lincoln Community Complex Conestoga Room. And again, for that one, I would call on Chief Johnson again.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Everything that I just said about the last rental agreement would be true for this one, with the slight change in venue from the Pony Express Room to the Conestoga Room. All of the same changes took place, and all of the same legal justifications and compliance are identical. I'd be happy to answer any questions or help in any way that I can.
All right, I don't have any questions or comments, Chief. We'll see if these other gentlemen do.
Well, in one section, it says, under the dates, it says section A2 is for scheduled holiday closures. Did we change any of those? I didn't think we changed any of those dates, did we?
What page are you on?
Is that just highlighted to identify?
Yeah,
that it's
That-
Page 3?
a
that
new
was
item? Let people know when the holidays are?
yeah, that's just the standard agreement is highlighted.
Okay.
I feel like we did some sort of a change there. I can't remember what it was. There was some wording change, which is why we highlighted that, and I don't remember what it was. It was a number of months ago. And that is listed on page 3 in schedule, paragraph number 2.
If there are no questions for Chief Johnson or me or comments, I would entertain a motion, item number 2, regarding the rental agreement amendments for the Lincoln Community Complex Conestoga Room.
Move to accept the rental agreement amendments as presented.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Kelly, item number 2, to approve the rental agreement amendments regarding the Lincoln Complex Conestoga Room. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Deal. Any further discussion, gentlemen? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for vote. Item number 2, all those in favor of approving the rental agreement amendments regarding the Lincoln Community Complex Conestoga Room, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed signify by saying nay. Hearing no nays, those rental agreement amendments in item 2 are approved. Item number 3, approval of the bills from January 21, 26 to February 3, 26. And with that, I would call on Clerk Treasurer Lynette Strecker.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So attached to your agenda were a list of bills for your consideration tonight. And I also handed out an additional set of bills for your approval. I did want to note to the very back page of the handout tonight, Chief gave me a purchase requisition for purchase of some ammunition. It's required to be purchased with a Visa card, and I wanted it approved beforehand, before we actually made the purchase, so I have attached it to the back here. So if you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer them.
So can we assume that's a fairly solid price on the ammunition?
There may be some slight variance. Stock changes and what's available changes from time to time, but I wouldn't anticipate a lot of changes. Given that it's several $1,000s, we feel like it's best to have you folks approve that before we stroke all of that onto a Visa card.
We get our 2% back?
I don't know that answer to that one. Maybe 3, who knows?
We do get points.
Well, Mr. Mayor, there's no further questions on the bills. I recommend a motion to pay the bills as presented.
All right, pardon me. We are on item number 3, approval of the bills. As presented, and I have a motion from Councilman Kelly to approve the bills as presented in item 3. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Warren. Any further discussion? Hearing none, item number 3, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of approval of the bills as presented in item 3 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed signify by saying nay. Hearing no nays, those bills in item 3 are approved. We are now on item 4, which is public comment. And I see Fire Chief Luis Correa back there, and would ask the chief to come up and give us a fire report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Yeah, so we've been fairly busy since the last time we met. We had a total of eight calls since the last time, 5 of which were on the same day, so we were really busy that day. We responded to a fire alarm call at Evergreen. Their water lines ruptured and there was water flowing in there. We responded to residents on Rio Vista. I believe they had a fire earlier in the day and had thrown out some ashes in the yard. And with the wind picking up, it rekindled that and was just putting out a lot of smoke. Later that day, we responded to Eastern Wyoming College for a gas smell investigation. And I believe they pinpointed it fairly close, and then Black Hills Energy took over and they were able to do the rest of that investigation. That same night, we responded to a structure fire on the 1700 block of West E, kind of over by the old Huckfelt Trucking. And while we were on that call, we also responded to another possible structure fire. That one turned out to be somebody's furnace. The blower motor actually ended up blowing up and just putting some smoke in the house. Then that next night, we responded to it was, I believe, paged out as a structure fire. It ended up being a chicken coop on Road 66. And we responded, well, I guess we were paged out to a mutual aid call with Lingle for a grass fire. That one we were actually canceled before we went en route, and I believe they found out that that was a controlled burn that was not called in. And then last night we responded to a possible gas leak on Hope Road. That one we weren't able to find anything, and Black Hills Energy, I believe they finish up the investigation.
On those gas calls, you guys get called and you respond. Do you call Black Hills, or how does Black Hills get notified?
No, the majority of the time we'll just ask our dispatch to do that, and they're more than willing to help us out with that and get them coming. Sometimes they come from, I think Wheatland is I think that's about as far as they come, but yeah, it's with that being said, that's what we had for calls. We do have our annual awards banquet coming up. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to being able to celebrate all the hard work and dedication that we put forward.
And that's this month. It's
Yeah.
on a Saturday evening.
I believe it's February 21st. And then again, we are in the process of doing our annual fundraiser. A gun a month raffle tickets are being sold. If you're interested in them, reach out to any firemen that should be able to get you a ticket. 500 of them will be sold, $50 a ticket, and you're entered into all 12 drawings.
And that starts April 1, the first drawing.
Yeah, I believe the second Monday of April will be. It's always on our business meeting night is when we do the drawings.
There's two more drawings than the last one, right?
Yep. This month next Monday we'll draw for Mossberg, I believe, and then March it'll be Stealth Arms Platypus is what it's called. And that one's a custom kind of a University of Wyoming themed gun with a custom serial number. So
How many members you currently have?
we kind of teeter between 30 and 35. I believe we're at 35 right now, active members, and then I believe 6 reserve members.
All right. Any further questions for the fire chief? All right, thank you, chief.
Thank you.
All right, we are in public comment time. Are there any additional public comments out there or by council? All right. With that, I would entertain a motion from one of the councilmen to leave regular session and enter into executive session.
Mr. Mayor, I'd make the motion to move to executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Deal to move to executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Kelly. Any further discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, all those in favor of moving to executive session in order to discuss personnel signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed signify by saying nay. Hearing no nay,